I told him, do you have 30 minutes? He said, yeah, for sure, come on in. I told him, I have an idea. We need to build a distribution in the US. I was 23 years old at that time. He said, okay, give me some details. We need to be there. We need to do R&D. We need to be so close to customer. We need to be in touch with the customers. Customers should be able to reach us anytime and all. He told me, you sound like very optimistic, very full of energy young guy. But he said, I'm an old businessman. I don't go with my emotions. He said, if you really believe in yourself, I have a very small business in Germany. It's in Wuppertal. They started to invoice and bill OEM companies like BMW, Mercedes, asking for some wooden trims, some carbon trims and all. He said, if you can go and make it big, and there are a lot of mistakes, if you can fix it, we can talk about the US or anything you want to talk. First, prove yourself to me and yourself.
Welcome to Transatlantic Titans, the show for Europeans making it big in America. And here is your host, Manny Schoenhuber.
Welcome to Transatlantic Titans, the show about Europeans making it big in America. I'm your host, Manny Schoenhuber, and today I am very excited to welcome another special Transatlantic Titan to the show, Onur Pekpazar. I hope I said that correct. Onur, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate your time.
Manny, thank you for inviting. It's going to be a big pleasure helping your podcast, helping the people thinking about the US market and expanding here. Thank you.
Well, let's dive right in. I mean, I know your story a little bit. I know the OMAC story a little bit. Gotten to know you personally over the past few years. So I'm very excited to tell your story to the audience. So tell us a little bit more. Onur, where are you from? What's your story? How did you get here? Start from the beginning.
So Manny, from one side, it's a very short story. From one side, it's a very long story. I will try to find the middle. So I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. I was born in Istanbul, raised in Istanbul as a product of a single mom. So before I was born, my mom was a pregnant lady, got divorced from my biological dad in the city of Anatolia in the middle of Turkey somewhere. And after he got divorced, he moved to Istanbul to start a new life as a single lady when she was, I think, 24, 25. As a young lady, she started working in textile companies to make some money and all. So it was, when I remember everything in Istanbul, it was me, my grandma, my mom. So we were two ladies and me trying to survive in the hardest part of Istanbul. If anybody knows Turkey, if anybody knows Istanbul, it's in the European side. We call it 𝗧𝗥𝗦𝗧𝗧𝗏. It is a funny name now because in the movies and all, they make jokes about this place, but it was a lot of real life stories we had. So when I remember the first things in my life, I remember I had to take care of my grandma to give her pills on time. She was over 70 years old lady. I had to take care of the family. I had to collect wooden to heat the house. I had to collect carton boxes from small grocery shops, talk to them, deal with them to warm the house. And I had to work. I had a scale. I had to work day, night and build some income for the family. It was that time when you know this is the only life you have, you cannot compare. I was very happy. So when I talk about my story to my wife or any friends, they say, wow, it's a very dramatical story. To me, it's not a dramatical story. This is the story I knew since my childhood, and all my neighbors, all my friends, we were in the same district. So I didn't see somebody's coming with Ferraris. So for us, it's the real life. And this is the area we lived and we knew. So I can say that I started the primary school. Then my mom married a gentleman and my stepfather. So he was a painter. He was painting homes because in Istanbul, being a single lady, that times, not so easy. So our neighbors and everybody was asking my mom, hey, you should marry because you have a kid, you have a sick mom, and you are on your 20s, you are working day and night, and it is not the best time and the best place to be a single lady. So my mom decided to marry somebody quick, married my father. But my mom always told me that. She never told me about my dad. She said, your dad is in national service. So one day she told me, Onur, are you excited? I said, why? She said, because your father is coming back from the national service. So I met my stepfather and I was thinking he's my biological father and he's back from the national service. But he was a great guy. We built a good communication. He was a good person. And he was painting walls, trying to make some money, very hard in Istanbul. We didn't make a lot of money. We had nothing. His whole life dream was buying a car now wouldn't cost $2,000 possibly. So it was Renault Broadway, I remember. He was always talking about, okay, I'll make money. We will buy a car. It will be a Renault Broadway. He couldn't. So when he was 38, he got a lung cancer because of this job that he was painting the walls and all. I was, I think, 17. And I had a sister that time. She was, I think, 13. She's in Istanbul now. So our dad passed away. And it was another shock that now, again, I'm with my mom, my grandma, and this time also with sister. So I need to take care of the family. My mom and family is putting pressure on me to say that you need to study. You need to go to university because with a low income, we cannot survive. Okay, it's a dilemma. I need to study, but to study, I need money. But also they need money. So it was very tricky thing. I will try to speed up. So in the university, I studied international relations in Bursa, right next to Istanbul. Then I ended in Poland with Erasmus and all. But if we go back to the story, in the first year, I met a friend. His name was Georgi. He is still a very good friend of mine. He's from Georgia, not the state, but the country, Georgia. So in the university, it was his last year and it was my first year. So we met him and he told me, you look like a good guy and it looks like you don't have money. I said, I don't have money. I'm doing my best to survive, study, help my mom and all. He told me that in the summer seasons, he is working in USA, in water parks, in Wisconsin. He said, I make some money. Instead, you work all year in Turkey as a student and try to make a little money. You can work 3-4 months in US with me. You would make money, would help you whole year at least for your school costs. At this time, unfortunately, I had to show my also biological dad to get child support. He never paid. So I was getting this money, child support, giving it to my mom. So they would pay their rent and survive. And I would add more money, of course. I was always hustling, making money. And then also, after my friend gave me a job offer from the US, from Wisconsin Dells, I remember the resort. It's Chula Vista Resort in Wisconsin Dells. I started my first job in US, but I had no idea about US. I learned about US. If you ask me, how did you learn about US? How did you decide to come to US? It was the first opportunity. If he would tell me that there's money in Libya or Egypt, possibly I would go to Egypt. No idea. So he helped me. He has a big role in my story. And he was even surprised. He gave me the job offer. He said, if you can make it, come. So I got the job offer. I collected money from my friends, my grandma, and anybody. I put some money from my wallet. And I got the visa. I got my flight ticket with Alitalia, I remember. It was a connection flight through Rome to Chicago. And I've been in Wisconsin in 2010 first time. And I met Georgi. Georgi was very shocked. He said, man, how you made it? I was just thinking, you wouldn't come. It's not that easy for you. So I said, I'm here. Help me learn English, help me get the job, help me grow, help me save some money. So I was working day and night in US. I was working from 7 till 11, opening the water parks, closing the water parks. Any job this in this small city Americans doesn't like or people they don't want to handle. I was saying, I can do it. I can do that. So I got a certificate from Red Cross to be a lifeguard. It's that thick book. I was reading all night. Not reading, Horizon. Trying to get any word in my mind. So in the exam, I can remember, I passed the exam physically and all. Then I became a lifeguard. I was making $8 per hour, but I was working 70 hours, 80 hours, as much as I can. And I saw that, okay, in US, we can make some money. It is easier to make money. I worked here 4 months. I went back to Turkey. I was okay. I paid everybody's money back. I helped my family a little bit. I was taking care of my school and all. Then this Chula Vista Resort management, they called me again. They said, Onur, okay, you did a great job. We need you again. So they gave me another job offer. My friend Georgi was doing, they call it, I think, H1B. He was doing kind of like an executive training. He was trying to get all the education, but he was also working for 1.5 years to become a manager. So he was my manager. I was the lifeguard, and we have different managers and all. So I went again. And that time, they told me I'm doing great. I said, I need more money. Okay, you are able to pay me $8 per hour. This is your job offer, but I need to make more money. So they knew I'm doing my best. My manager, he's a German American. His name is Darren Kuhnke. Darren told me, Onur, are you able to find people like yourself? I said, I would do my best. If you can show me I can make some money, I will do my best. So he gave me 15 job offers. He said, go back to Turkey when you are done. Try to find 15 more people would work as much as you do. Wherever you are coming from, I need people from this place that they work hard. Because Wisconsin is a city, in the winter season, it's snow. It's maybe 2,000 people, but in the summer, it's going to million. It's all water parks, all golf resorts and all. So they need people. So I found 14 people, not the 15th, because I wanted to be honest. I wanted to help Darren because he helped me. So when I sent 14 people, I sold these jobs in Turkey. I made some money again. With this money, I went to English course again. Then I went to Poland for Erasmus and everything. But I sent only 14 people. And Darren asked me, why you didn't send 15? Because I told him I couldn't find the 15. I would send you 15, but then you would be unhappy with one of them possibly. So I did my best and we became good friends with them. And then again, 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗏𝗧 told me, Onur, after the university, okay, last year of the university, I studied in Poland, in Olsztyn, in University 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 Mazurski. So Warmia and Mazurski University in English. And when I graduated in my hotel, 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 told me, we want you as H1B. We want you to be a hotel manager. We want to train you. We want to build a career for you here in the US. I liked the idea. I didn't have a better plan, but I was always thinking about doing business. But anyways, it was a great thing because I need to take care of my sister. She will have a wedding. We don't have money. I need to buy a house to my mom. She is still in a house in Istanbul in these back street places. And every month, the homeowner is coming, trying to kick her out and all these things. She is calling me. I'm paying them and all. So I need to take care of a lot of things before I think about myself. And then I told them, okay, I'll work for you. While I was planning to go, my grandma, that she has a lot of effort on me to build a strong person and good person, she got sick and she told me, I don't want you to go. I want you to be with me when I'm passing away. When I'm leaving this world, I want you to be with me. So I was really in a hard decision point. I get a good job offer from US. It can change my life. I can buy a home to my mom. I can do the wedding of my sister and we can be a normal person. We can be a normal people. We can look for apartments. We can buy cars. We can live a human life. But that time, when my grandma says, okay, I want you to be with me, I called the hotel. That time, my manager was again Darin and Daniel Cube. He's still a manager in this hotel. I called them. I told them, if I don't do it this year, will I let you down? They said, not really. But we want you to be part of the team. But if you have anything to be done, take care of your things. So I told them, I will pass it this year. So I told my grandma, I'm with you. You'll be fine. But if you want me to be with you, I'm with you. Then I called a friend. He was working in a company. His name is Uğur. He was working in an automotive company, automotive parts and accessories. So I told Uğur, what do you do? He said, I'm working in an automotive company. He said, I was planning to call you. In my company, we are looking for a guy can sell to US market, guy or lady, sales executives. He said, you are the only person speaks English. You are the only person I know has great relationship with Americans going and coming back. You would be a great addition for the company. He said, but the pay is very bad. It's a minimum salary. I said, okay. If the job and company has future, and if it's a clean job to work for me as a first job in my life after the university and all, I worked in the street, did a lot of things, hassling, but real job, kind of corporate job for me, that I can wear a suit and talk in English or whatever. He said, yes, it's a very good company. Very medium size, maybe $3-4 million turnover, but they are growing, they're investing in the company and all. So I visited this company. First, I met my manager that now is one of my partners. He hired me. He's 10 years older than me. He's our kind of the CEO in Turkey. And he is now responsible with all the IT processes, all the marketing process, all the budgeting and all, working with me as a managing partner. And then I met also the company's owner. He's 25 years older than me. My mentor helped me all the way long. So it was a critical day. Okay, one bad thing, my grandma is sick. I cannot make it in the US. But another good thing, you never know. Okay, minimum salary, not the great conditions, but you don't know what will be the next. So I worked in this company to sell in the US and I asked them, how many customers do you have in the US? What customers I will run? They said, we have no customers. So you are here to find customers. I said, okay. How can I call them? They said, this phone. I said, but are you open at nights? They said, no. Okay, but there's a big time difference. And I told them, do we have a matching vehicle list? So they were doing car accessories like roof racks, bike racks, stainless steel, exterior chrome accessories and all. I said, do you have anything for this market? They said, we have no idea. You need to study what cars are matching, maybe some Sprinters, Mercedes cars or whatever. So I said, okay. I started doing all these things, taking pictures of the products, studying the price lists, trying to match the cars with the pictures if it's the same thing and all. In a very short time, I found 5-6 customers. First air freights, then kind of getting orders bigger and all. But they told me they cannot grow the business more if I don't build a branch in US, if I don't do R&D in the US, and if I don't invest in the US market. They said, your dimensions are different than ours. Your time schedule is different than ours. Shipping costs are crazy and out of control. Duties and taxes and all, we cannot control them. We don't want to be surprised each time. And okay, Manny, if you have any questions, jump in. I talk a lot. I keep going, but if you have anything, jump in.
No, your story is amazing.
Yeah. So
I really like it.
So in this company, I told them, guys, you need to go to US. They said, how? I said, okay, I have the visa already. I can get a visa to anybody who wants to join me. So my manager wanted to join me. I got my booth in Las Vegas SEMA show. It's the biggest automotive exhibition in US and possibly in the world. More than 10,000 companies, but the biggest companies of US are showing their products and future ideas and everything there. So I got the government support from Turkish embassy and Turkish legal departments, economy ministry. So they were covering, I think, 70% of the cost. I present the project. I said, we will bring these Mini Cooper products, these Sprinter products, they are matching, and we will try to get the attention. If they like the quality, what they tell us, let customers talk to us. If they don't like it, if they like it, how we can work. So we made it. We came to Las Vegas SEMA show and we got great feedbacks. They said, wow, what a quality. Wow, okay. You have mirror covers for Mini Coopers. It's very hard to do the tooling, you know. Even we met the famous guys from West Coast Customs or all the car builders and all these things. We see them like a dream. And then I realized, okay, it's the country to do business, but how? And then when I was back to the company, I presented the company's owners, that now my partner, my mentor. I told him, do you have 30 minutes? He said, yeah, for sure, come on in. I told him, I have an idea. We need to build a distribution in the US. I was 23 years old at that time. He said, okay, give me some details. I told him about, okay, we need to be there. We need to do R&D. We need to be so close to customers. We need to be in touch with the customers. Customers should be able to reach us anytime and all. He told me, you sound like very optimistic, very full of energy young guy. But he said, I'm an old businessman. I don't go with my emotions. He said, if you really believe in yourself, I have a very small business in Germany. It's in Wuppertal. It's a very small office. They started to invoice and bill OEM companies like BMW, Mercedes asking for some wooden trims, some carbon trims and all. And it's a very small business, very small office and all. He said, if you can go and make it big, and there are a lot of mistakes, if you can fix it, we can talk about the US or anything you want to talk. First, prove yourself to me and yourself. I said, okay, but also time is very important. With me, I'm a very fast person. I'm a runner. I run. And I told him, okay, deal. I will quit my job. That time I was making a lot of money in this Turkish company because of all the sales bonuses and all these things. I met all the Turkish factories. I told them, I can sell your products to England. I can sell your products to US. I was buying tailpipes from a small company. I was buying back deflectors, hood deflectors from another one, seat covers from another one, bundling them all, building trucks, containers, shipping them to England, Australia, and USA. I'm the first sales guy, I think, made over €1 million per year in the first year in my factory. In the first year. And then, as I said, after all this, I had some confidence and, okay, he told me, go to Germany. But go to Germany means, do you have any attorneys? Not really. How can I get a work permit? No idea. Okay. I found a language in Wuppertal, Elberfeld. It was integration classes for immigrants, refugees. It is €270 per month and the cheapest possible. So I told them, can you give me your classes? They said, are you a refugee? I said, not really. But I said, I'm looking for the cheapest classes because my company is a small size of company. They have no attorneys. They don't want to spend money on nothing, but I need to make it. I need to be in Germany. I need to have some time. I need to observe the business. What is wrong with Germany business? Then I got it first. I was with all these Syrian and African people that they're refugees, great people. We spent a lot of fun time together learning German a little bit. But all day and night, I was observing the business. What is wrong here? What is wrong here? They have no software. They have no supply chain idea. One guy is running all around, says, okay, we need this. Then he says, we had this, but I put this on the right side. So we placed the wrong order. And shipping companies are coming, changing the prices. Anything I see was interesting to me. So I said, I can fix it. But I told the company's owner that time, I will fix your Germany business, but I want to start my US business. I have 5,029. I will buy one pallet of your products with 2,2,3,3,5,5. Start a small garage business in US. If you like it, we will be partners in the future, and it will be an R&D study for us. What we sold the most, what customers like, what customers hate, the place we start, is it right or not, and all these things. If you don't like it, I will do it myself. He said, okay. If you don't talk about salaries or too much money, if you will help me in Germany, if you leave all these great conditions you are building in USA and England market, you did here $1 million for us, I'm good. I said, okay, then it's good deal. So I moved to Germany. I got a work permit. I told Wuppertal is not the most beautiful city. I don't want to be offensive to Wuppertal people. I like it. They have 𝗧𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗦 and all these things. Great place, but not so much fun. When I applied for the work permit in Istanbul, German embassy, they told me, okay, you got your B1 certification, so you know German. Okay. And you have more than 5 years experience in total in management. Okay. Your university is accepted by German universities, so you can work in Germany. But they said, are you really sure that you are moving to Wuppertal? It's a very boring city. I said, I don't care much. I don't see. I have a lot of things to do. I don't see the cities or BDs. I need to go do this right, and I need to start the US adventure strongly. So I moved to Germany. We moved to a bigger warehouse because we were fixing the things, making the things better. Software comes. We first started with 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗏, a software. We entered all the SKU numbers, all the products, all the inventory countings and everything, taking pictures, putting barcodes, making it more manageable, more scalable business. Then, okay, sales started increasing. Customers are happier. E-commerce is coming. OEMs are happier and all. So I realized that I slept in the warehouse. I had no home. I slept in the warehouse for 2.5 years in Wuppertal Pfoffenker. Straße. I know the building and everything. It's in the very boring area. You only see the trains and trains every night shaking you. I sleep in the company shaking every night. It's a very, very, very interesting place after all places I lived in.
You focused on doing business, right?
Only focused on business. To be honest, that time I'm 25 years old. I don't care much about girls. I don't care much about money. I don't care much about anything you can imagine when you are 25 years old. Maybe soccer, maybe friendship, going to gym, going to concerts, nothing. Only focused on, okay, I need to fix this business, make it successful, and this is my ticket to USA.
So that you could then go to the US.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
So after some success here, I was in Ausländerbehörde and I got my unlimited residence permit and everything. So Germany likes me. I'm paying my taxes. I'm growing the company. They like all. So, and I went to US Embassy. And I talked to some attorneys as well. I told them, okay, my small garage business is growing in the US as well. So in the daytime, I'm working in Germany. At nighttime, I'm working with US. My small garage business is growing. Growing means more sales, but going out of control also. So I talked to some attorneys and they said, did you apply for green card? I said, I have no idea about green card. They said, try green card this year, apply for it. If it doesn't work, we can talk about E2 visa, investor visa, and all these things because your company will be doing well if you go vacancy with your experience, with your know-how, and all these things behind. So I applied for the green card in 2020, and I got the green card in the, I think, first application. So it was a big surprise too. That then I believe like, okay, the God is helping me. The game is changing. Germany business is good. My US business is getting better. I got a green card. I got my unlimited residence from Germany and everything. So things are shiny. And I talked to, again, the company's owner. I said, Mr. 𝗧𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗦, let's talk. I did my best for 2.5 years. As you know, I sleep here. I live here. My day and night is work. And your company is doing okay. It's growing and growing and growing. I want you to find somebody for this position that I'm running. I can give you 6 months or how long term you need. But I want to thank you as my mentor. I want to thank you for all these hard work and opportunities at the end. But I want to go to my way. I want to go to US whenever you let me go. But I should go because I got the green card. I need to go. So he told me, are you serious? I said, I'm serious. Then we have a few days. I was looking for warehouses in Texas because I was studying. California is expensive. My e-commerce business is growing, but most of the packages are going to Florida, New York, Texas. And it is really far away. Things are expensive. I'm getting products from Europe. It is expensive to get them and longer time to get them to California and all. So I was looking for warehouses in Texas area. He has seen my screen one day. He said, Onur, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for a warehouse at night. He said, for our Germany business? Yes, it's growing. Yeah, we should look for a warehouse. I said, no, it's for US. So he said, let's talk. He said, how much salary you want if we start a US business? I said, he's my partner, but it's a real story. I said, it's very late. I was okay for salary maybe 3 years ago when we talked to you in Turkey when I was 23. Now I'm almost 27 and I built my business. I have all the know-how and R&D now. The only way we do business is 50-50. You can be my partner with $2 million of investment from the beginning, you know. He said, are you crazy? What are you asking for? I said, I'm not asking for nothing. You want to be with me? This is the way. You don't want to be with me? I'm not calling you to be with me. I'll go run my business. Only build your German business safe after me. So he understood. We are very good friends too. He's like a uncle or a wisdom guy. I ask questions anytime. He's my joker. Like, who wants to be a millionaire? You have 30 seconds to ask question. I call him, ask questions. Today we were on the phone about real estate and all these things. So he said, okay, let's do it. But he said, I am already very rich and I'm old. You are very young. And as I know, I know your apartment. I know you can sleep in the warehouses. You can sleep in the floor. You are crazy. So you don't look so wealthy. And you are trying to build your life. You are trying to help your family. He said, I'm so afraid if we become partners, I cannot manage you because I will be older, but you will be a wisdom, middle-aged, successful guy. I don't know how to run this corporation, how to run this business partnership. He said, we need a great CEO, or we need somebody should be in the middle that we both really trust and manage the balance, builds the balance between you and me and business decisions and all. Because you are crazy, I'm crazy, big generation difference between us and all. Then we were both thinking. I said, let's think about this. If there's a question, there should be an answer. So our general manager of the factory, the guy he hired me, is also the most trusted guy by him because they worked together for 15 years and the guy is running the factory for him. So we both told about his name. We said, what about Aldo? He said, I'm thinking about him too. But we should give him a share or we should give him a professional position or whatever. At the end, we said it should be a partnership because it's a long run. It will not be only USA. We are trying to build a global brand. I was always dreaming about how IKEA, how Aldi builds this success international, how they start as a European business and make it international. So this was my dream. Again, no money, nothing other than building a big success and empire. So we said, let's talk to him, but we are crazy. He's a very wisdom guy, very computer, very engineer guy. He may be afraid. So we called him. We said, hey, how are you? We missed you and all. How is the company? All good. He's a very wisdom, very calm, quiet guy, different than us. We told him we have an idea. We are starting a business in US, but we want you to be with us. He said, I'm with you anytime. Let me know as your manager, as your CEO. I can do anything you want. We told, no, we are not asking a professional service this time. We are asking you to be with us financially this time. Join us in the business adventure. So he said, pleasure. I know Onur for long years. I know you for long years. It will be pleasure. So we built 3 generations together. I was on my knees, the general manager on his knees, and the factory's owner was on his, I think, 50s something. So we started together and it came to today. I know I talk a lot, Manny, but any questions?
No, yeah. As you know, it's very difficult to make a lawyer shut up. So you're doing a very good job. And like I said, your story is fascinating. But let's fast forward. And I think that's where you were going now. So let's look at today. Let's look at OMAC globally. Let's look at OMAC USA. Maybe to give our audience a better idea what you already hinted a little bit at it by talking about the trade shows that you're attending. But what do you guys do? What are you selling to the US and to the world?
If you talk about the US, we started in 2018 in Houston, Texas. First started with 20,000 square feet warehouse. It expanded to 81,000 square feet of building and all. What we do is we have a factory in Turkey. Behind all this story that I started working and my partner is owning this company and all. So we scan the cars here. We build US car products. We already have the European car products. We are the strongest, one of the strongest with stainless steel, aluminum, and TPE, all these kind of automotive accessories like floor mats, trunk mats, roof racks, bike racks, running boards, all these kind of interior and exterior accessories with our expertise and toolings and all these investments. So we brought all the European products to US and we also did all our R&Ds. We are scanning the cars, building toolings for US cars. What we are trying to do is we want to be a one-stop shop on e-commerce for all the car owners, all the drivers. When they have their car driving experiences, we want to make it more comfortable. We want to make it more stylish. We want to add value to their driving experience in US. After we did this for 20 years in Germany, almost 20 years, and we are doing this for 3 years in France and long years in Turkey. Here, what we do, you can imagine like a small Amazon, like an automotive category of Amazon warehouse. We import containers of products from Europe. We get them through order pickers and everything to our high warehouse racks, receive them through our Oracle NetSuite software that we invested a lot to make everything globally in one screen as a part of scaling our businesses globally. And we do e-commerce. We do omacshop.com, we do Amazon, we do eBay, Walmart, Mercado Libre Mexico, any sales channel you can imagine. And we also do B2B, means we supply our dealers, distributors, and all. We have, for example, a Costa Rican distributor, the biggest company in Costa Rica with 16 locations. They sell OMAC brand. We have Mexican dealers. We have Canadian distributors and all. I'm talking about the US at the moment. And also the other business type we do is OEM projects. OEM projects means they call it tier 1 sometimes. So we are doing this in Germany for long years, but we started with a great project in USA as well. So when the car makers, car brands, when they launch a brand new car, before they launch it, they share the data with the manufacturers that they trust, and they ask us, what you think we should produce for these cars? Or they are coming to us and say, hey, we want to make this car with 3 trims. It will be base trim with nothing. It will be travel package with roof racks, bike racks, and it will be elegant trim with carbon fiber details or whatever. They tell us some story about what they want to do. And then sometimes they bring some auto gate, sometimes they ask us. And what we do is we study what would be great for this vehicle to add value and increase the pricing, of course. So they sell the cars with different trims. So we do OEM projects as well. In Europe, a lot. In US, we just started, but the numbers are good. And the market is so positive. Some good things, some bad things always. But with tariffs in China, I think we got more opportunities as a European company. We got the OEM project, one of the biggest one in our history in US, is right after these tariff issues as a Turkish factory. I don't know if it's part of the reason is the tariffs or whatever, but we will do some aluminum racks for a brand new cars coming soon to US market. In general, I can tell about this many, like e-commerce, wholesale, and I can say that also OEM businesses, our type of business in every country we build OMAC.
I mean, I've seen your product and I've touched them and felt them. I actually have some at the office as well. So very cool, very good quality as well. And yeah, obviously congratulations on this big OEM deal that you now have in the US. No matter how you got it, at the end of the day, you got it, and I think that that's all that matters. Maybe one additional question that would be interesting to the audience about how many employees do you have globally? How many do you have in the US?
Globally, with factory including, I think we are close to 400 people. If you are talking about the OMAC businesses, I think we are close to 150 people now. If we are talking about the US, we go between 25 to 35, but our business type is in the abroad companies. We have a warehouse, we have customer service, we have administration office and warehouse employees. So marketing, sales, IT, and all these things are located in Turkish branch. They are international people, but the main branch is in Turkey. You can call it kind of headquarters. Even the companies officially different businesses, not connected to an umbrella company. You can call it that way. But here, the people I'm talking is forklift drivers, order pickers, packers, shippers, customer service people. We only have mostly one key employee here is wholesale responsible executives. We hire them here with good salaries and they are responsible for our wholesale businesses in the US market. I think you will have one of your questions about success. And I will tell you when it comes to the success, sometimes you need really key people for the wholesale in this kind of new markets.
Well, and of course, as you know, Turkey has a very special place in my heart because in my glory days, whenever we went to a soccer or football training camp in the winter, we always went to Belek.
Oh, Antalya.
There, yeah, so it was fun. At least the weather was better. So that's some fun memories. Yeah, and don't you think, because I see that a lot with European companies here in the US, that they sometimes even underestimate the volume only one order in the American market can be? Like how much that will push your business, not only in the US, but globally by maybe 1 or 2 orders a year. Do you experience that as well?
For sure. When we talk about US, I call it Champions League. It's a
I like
different.
the football reference.
Yes, we Europeans like football, and it is like it's the Champions League. If you win the game, the money you got from UEFA is way bigger than you can get it from the other games. So I can say that we run a factory in Turkey for 30 years. Okay, it's not my factory, but we are running this factory. We are able to build $14-15 million per year. But when we started the US business, I think in the third year, we were over $7 million in third year. And this company was not run by Elon Musk. It's a Turkish immigrant. It's me and 6-7 people near me, picking, packing, shipping. It is, okay, there is something called American Dream with very hard work, I believe. It is not so possible nowhere else. And yes, the numbers are crazy. If you look at if we talk about our sector, if we look at how many trucks sold in Texas, possibly it is more than many European countries' whole car sales per year. So it is, if we talk about Texas only, I think if Texas would be a country it would be in the top 10 world economy. So it is a different market. It's a different level of spending money, different level of shopping experiences in this country. Champions League. I simply call it to Europeans, it's a Champions League. You want to play in the Champions League? Not easy, but a lot of success and income is possible is US market.
And I always, as you know, lovingly call you the honorary Turkish mayor of Houston because you're so well connected in the Turkish community. But why, and I think you already hinted at it, why Texas? Why Houston? Of course, it probably has a logistics standpoint as well. But also to put it in perspective, far as I know, this is your quote unquote only US location, right? And obviously you have plans to make it bigger, but why this decision to focus on Houston, to focus on Texas first? Because there's 50 states to choose from.
To be honest, I studied day and night to get these numbers and all the data to give this decision. When we studied in 2017, 2018, we had New Jersey, some cities of Florida, and Texas, cities like Dallas, Houston at the end. Then when we go deep diving, I studied all and what we really focused on. So first of all, we are an e-commerce based company. At the beginning, we were only e-commerce. Till we build all the B2B relationships, till we build all these OEM relationships, we are an e-commerce company. And we are importing from Europe. So we really cared about how long it takes to import from Europe to the port we are closest. So Houston port was the great port for us, better than, cheaper than, faster than California and others. When we looked at diversity, Houston, in this city, I think people, they speak more than 90 different languages, more than 90 different embassies and all these things. So when we looked at diversity, that as a foreign company, foreign person starting a business, it was a very business-friendly place. We were also looking for a big city. We didn't want to be a very small, very rural area. So Houston was third, fourth, the biggest city in the US with the population and all the advantages they built. And other than that, when we look at labor law, when we look at, in general, the law of Texas state, it is very close to European side or Turkey side, I can say that for me, because it is easier to run for us in many cases. Of course, in many cases, it's very different. Labor law is, of course, different, but this is US. Again, if we come to these topics, I will tell you about these things. When we started, this was one of the most surprising things about labor law here. But, and again, other than that, when we studied, okay, in our business, the biggest cost is first, operational cost, second, shipping cost. Operational cost, the land, the commercial area, Houston is very affordable compared to other big cities and other logistic locations that we studied. And also, as I said, e-commerce, logistics, shipping costs are very critical. So we ship with FedEx, UPS, and all these companies, thousands of packages every day with e-commerce side. So we wanted to be so close to Texas, California, Florida, and New York, because they were our main customers. Plus, we never forget about the Latin America and South America. So we are 6-7 hours away from Monterrey, Mexico, and all these places that we also get a lot of inquiries and we have distributors and all. So after all these studies that one by one we compared each, we said that Houston. Okay, we said first Texas, then Dallas or Houston. We said Houston is the right place. And the last thing I can say that Turkish embassy is here. It's a big plus for us. And the other thing is international airport, because we fly a lot. People, they come and go. And Houston International Airport has flight to Germany, Turkey, France, and everywhere, every day. It's a big plus compared to Austin, Dallas, and other Texas cities as well.
Well, I always think that I'm traveling a lot, but when I look at you and your travel schedule in and out of Houston is very impressive, and you're doing business globally. How do you approach, or how do you adapt to the cultural differences, let's say Turkey, Germany, as you already mentioned, and Germany, US. I would say US, Texas, right? There are also differences. And then you're doing business elsewhere in the world as well. How do you adapt, and how important do you think it is to adapt?
Number one is it's very important to adapt. If not, impossible to succeed. It will be impossible to have a successful social life, successful business life. It will be impossible to be successful. If you ask me and us how we handle this, first of all, I changed my mind after US. For me, I don't really focus on one culture. I don't really focus on one city or one country. I really read a lot, do my best to read a lot, and I try to understand human psychology. I try to understand human. I try to understand humanity, being human. So when we change the game, looking at, okay, Turkish, German, Italian to the human, things are easier because my perspective is different. I look at people as human, not like Turkish, German, Italian. Of course, I like to keep the vitamins. As a Turkish, I have different vitamins in my culture that maybe some other cultures are missing. In my Germany, in my Poland, in my USA experience, in my Wisconsin, in my San Francisco experience, I got a lot of vitamins, I got them. But I don't really focus on how hard it is. I really focus on how I can get adopt so fast and build success and relationship in this country. In this culture, we start the new businesses. It is not my first country. I lived in Poland, Germany, USA, Turkey, France, and also after all, I can say that, okay, I bring also my value. So I try to build my culture. In business, the same. My culture means our culture. So I listen to people. We do days to listen their musics. We do days to eat their food. We want them to feel home wherever we are. And we want to respect the locals. We do business in their country. So we help communities. We communicate with people near us. We communicate with, for example, Greater Houston Partnership. We communicate with them. We help them. They help us. Any church or any opportunity to help each other. We do this as a company. I do this as a person. Made me become a different person. Made me a person can adapt to different countries, conditions, and cultures so fast. And as I told you also, I'm a different mixture of very backstreet of Turkey, but also good education in Poland and US and Germany and all. After all, it built a different version of Onur. And when I say hi to people, when I spend time with people, I see that they understand how I behave them and I get the same behavior. And life is easy with cultural integration, and I like it so far. No, I can say no problem so far, but language barrier is a problem. I see companies coming here with money, with no real language, with no real leader in their businesses. It may become a nightmare because you need to have a leader here, building all these communications, running all these people, building a good company culture in the business would be a key, I believe.
And I think it's a fair assessment on my end to say that you are the OMAC USA leader, although you have partners, of course. You're kind of running the show here. And as the boots on the ground, so to speak, for OMAC, you obviously have to keep your competition in mind and keep them close to you, but not too close. So how do you approach that? Because whenever we meet, you always mention that it is a competitive business that you guys are in the US and globally. But what sets you guys apart from your competition and that makes you successful in the US? It could also be a good educational lesson learned for other European companies trying to compete here in the US.
So Manny, this is a very critical question that we also studied a lot. So we placed ourselves in a different place. So we were looking for the niche in our sector. And in our sector, we found the niche is in the market before we enter. And when we started with the first businesses here, we realized there are two types of companies mainly. One is expensive, high quality, American brands. And the other side of businesses we have in the market is mostly Far East. You can call them Chinese, Taiwanese, or anything, Indian. Low cost companies, they really focused on price-based business. They want to be the cheapest. They want to serve customers. They prefer the cheapest. And we have the US companies, they focus on made in US, US brand, US product, and expensive products. So I can say that I really admire the success of Aldi against Walmart. And I really admire the success of IKEA against Ashley Furniture or other companies in the US. So we try to build something that we are doing budget-friendly, European quality, affordable, European quality. We are not claiming that we are the cheapest automotive accessories company, but we are not also pushing the message of US business, made in US, buy US, but it's expensive. No, we are trying to make the business in a medium segment. We serve medium and upper medium quality products with medium and upper medium pricing. We found it niche and we found it a good fit for European business. I can say that so far, if we got this $1 million of sales quick, compared to the competition in the market, I can say that this is the main reason. We don't fight with Chinese, we don't fight with Americans. We are trying to find our place, our space in the market correctly is a affordable European quality, a niche place that we are trying to fill.
And now given that you have locations or sales all over the world and cultures, as we said, are very different across the board, do you have different approaches when it comes to branding, sales, marketing that fit with the US market that may not fit with Turkey, may not fit with Germany, and you have different approaches as you're approaching those markets, but you're being educated by the approaches you take in different areas?
For sure, I can say that between all these countries we do business, Turkey, Germany, France, and USA, USA is the hardest one to get used to. Because, okay, in Germany, in Turkey, because of Germany and Turkey, in France, we are organically very well-known brand. Just because we stand behind our promises, we build good products, we ship them on time, we help customers when they have problems. This builds an organical brand value. In Germany, even on Amazon, when we look at the data, 40-50% of people, they search product with OMAC name because the brand is strong. Not because we spend millions of dollars, because the market is good with good serving companies and standing companies to build brands. But in US, I don't believe in that. In US, we don't see that. In US, we see that to be successful, having a good product is not enough. Having a good logistic services, not enough. So what I tell people, in Germany or in Turkey or in France, when the branding budget, when the marketing budget is a cream on top of the business, in USA, it is a fundamental thing. The first thing we talk every meeting for US is how much we will spend for the brand, for the marketing this year to reach the targets. In Germany and in Turkey and in France, we talk about, okay, how much we will do this year and how much we should spend for marketing. So question comes at the end in Europe, question comes at the beginning in US. I can say that, not our competitor, but a huge floor mats company. Most of the people, they know the name. Great people, great company. They spend more than $6 million for the seconds of Super Bowl commercial. We are in the same sector. We are trying to sell something that they build a big brand in the US market. We cannot say that, okay, we will do a good business, we will do honest business, we will ship everything on time, we will have good products, we will have good prices, and we will be a very strong brand in USA. I think if we do business 50 more years that way, thinking this, believe in this, would work in Germany, would work in Turkey, not in US. That's why we exhibit in Las Vegas Timo Show every year. We spend maybe $150,000 to $200,000 only to exhibit in the giant exhibition that cameras, people, and everybody's coming to invest in our brand value and products and show us in the B2B market mostly. But we also do, I can say that maybe 25% of our turnover in USA easily goes to our branding and marketing budgets. To show the brand, to give the message, to have some kind of neuromarketing studies, to get more visits, get more trust. So it's a different game, totally. Again, Champions League. It is not enough to play soccer. You need to play soccer, but you need to have a great branding behind.
So maybe that then gets us to the flip side. And you already mentioned it quite a few times, because I always say the goal of this show is really to not only show the shiny, but also show the shitty. So what common mistakes do you see that other Europeans, Turkish, German, whatever European country you can think of, you mentioned France, what those companies are making when they're expanding into the US or just doing business in the US?
Many, it can be a lot of things. We see all the examples. So Turkish embassy sometimes calling me even and asking me like, can you help these new companies? They are having some kind of small problems. They need your experiences and all. So what I see at most with European companies, with Turkish companies and all, first year is very critical. With the first year, your first network is very critical. With the first network, you need to have the right attorney. I see a lot of companies just failing because their lease agreement is very bad. They signed a very bad lease agreement. They need to go back home. Or I see some companies, they got sued by labor, their employees. They have no idea what they do. They are trying to run the company as they do in Turkey or wherever they do. It doesn't work here. So attorney is very critical from setting up the business type. It should be LLC, it should be C Corp or whatever. From the beginning till the end of first year, I believe it is a very critical term to have a good attorney. And we are here. Banker is a very critical thing. You need to have the right banker. If you don't study about the banking, you may have troubles as well. If you're looking for loans, if you're looking for credits, if you want to open a bank account in a correct way, if you are doing international wires and all, you need a good banker. And we have a lot of friends that we are sharing them as good friends. So we have this network, but this is very critical. I was so lucky finding them. The CPA, filing your taxes. In US, taxation is different. You have the state tax, you have the nexus state tax, you have school district tax, all these different taxes. If you are missing them, it can become a trouble. So for sure, a good CPA is a key for the beginning. Insurance is an interesting topic. Intellectual property from the beginning, your company name, your company logo, the images you use, the names you use, or anything is, you should be very careful. It can be $1 million thing. Okay, in US, in a positive way, numbers are big, but in a negative way, also numbers are very big. We don't want Europeans to be surprised with the cost and problems and all. The first year, the first network is critical. Other than that, what I can say, location, of course. If you have a specific business, be close to your customers. If you don't have a specific business, if you want to centralize your business, okay, choose a place is not so rural, not so far from the airport, not so far from the customs, that you can build the labor easily and all. This is also important. And after all, I would say that what I see is the first manager and the leader is very critical. Okay, when you have a company, from my experience, I was the first employee of our business. I was the managing partner, president, but also first employee. Till I built my core team, till I reached 5, 6, 7 employees, I was driving forklift, taking the calls, shipping the orders, going and picking the boxes from the box manufacturers, driving packages to shipping companies if they don't show up. So this is also another thing. Your first leader should be a fighter, and your first leader should be good to adopt the culture. You don't want to send somebody here. You can say that, I trust my cousin can do this. It can be a big failure. You can say that, okay, this manager looks like a good match. You can try to hire a talent in US. It may not work. I think another critical question to be successful or not much successful, I don't want to say failure. I think you need to have a good leader for the business. Will fight for your business because there's a big time difference. There's a big culture difference. There are differences in everything. You want to have somebody showing up, running the business, doing everything as proper as possible. And it's not easy to find. This is the main thing I can say. I can say that successful companies has successful leaders started the business here. Failures or troubles, mostly the first leader is doing a lot of mistakes, consciously or not consciously, but this is the question for most of the businesses coming here.
Well, you already mentioned all the core 4 advisors out of my book, the lawyer, the CPA accountant, the banker, and the insurance broker. But that also is a good segue to the next segment of the show, which we call the core 4, which are essentially the same 4 questions that I ask every guest in every episode of the show. So you ready for those?
Yeah, let's go.
You're the core 4.
Next up, the core 4.
First is all about challenges. So what are the biggest challenges that OMAC has faced in the US market, and how have you personally tackled?
Again, very close answer. Building the first team, building the core team, building the first team was not easy. And how we tackled it, it's a lot of personal effort. So imagine the COVID. It's COVID. Even the attorneys, even the TV, even the government is not sure what businesses are essential. It's a very crazy thing happening. Should we close the business or should we operate? And employees, it's a very interesting thing. My employees are not top tier employees. They are not engineers. Mostly, they are operational people. They are forklift drivers, pickers, packers, shippers. Some of them, we speak Spanish. They are new people in the US market, in the US country. So when the COVID showed up, these people are living mostly paycheck to paycheck. It was really hard for me as a 28, 29 years old immigrant to motivate them, make them believe, and giving a decision to pay them in advance in COVID so they would not look for a new job or quit. Because in COVID, I'm talking about the leadership. In COVID, I was not even sure if we should open or not, but I opened the company. I said, if somebody kicks me out, it means we should not open. Because when I have no real proper answer that should we open, are we essential or not, I said, okay, then I'm giving decision. I'm essential. I opened the business myself because I have customers, e-commerce customers. We need to ship their orders daily. And then my team showed up and they told me, should we work? I said, you don't work. I do all the job for you till get the answer. Are we essential or not? Then after 2 days, we got the information, okay, automotive companies are essential. Okay, I called them, come back. So they came. But before they go home, they asked me, if you don't call us back, how we will pay our credit cards? How we will handle the rent payments and all? What I did, I told them nothing to worry. If I'm not hungry, you are not hungry. So we help each other. I pay you in advance. I paid the salaries in advance and told them, go home, no panic. Let's listen to the news and you will come back when everything is net about this COVID situation. So after 2 days, they showed up, they kept working. I know many companies, they lost all their employees because they were also stressed out. They closed the company for 2 days. They told the employees till government gives any information, we cannot pay you and tell you nothing. Everybody started doing Uber or whatever they do because they need to look for the solution in their life. They have bills to pay. So again, it comes building the core team, but again, it's a lot of leadership skills, a lot of nights. Another thing, very short, when I started the company, on Mondays, we have more packages than regular days because it's weekend orders. When I had the first 1, 2, 3 employees, I was calling all my employees. I was saying, hey, Abdul, Kevin, are you going to show up tomorrow? You didn't drink too much, right? Are you fine? Are you coming tomorrow? They say, boss, all good. We are coming early. We started at 8. I was showing up at 6. Picking the orders, preparing the packaging area. Very afraid if one of them doesn't show up, I need to ship. If 2 of them doesn't show up, I need to ship all night. Sometimes even they say, I'm coming. One is missing. Sometimes one is missing, the other in the middle of the, they are calling me, I need to go. So here again, building the core team, finding the right team, building the right team. Until you build the right team, not giving up and running everything yourself is the very key thing for the success. If not, it wouldn't go that much.
So let's go to the lessons learned then. With the knowledge you have now, and if you had the magic wand and you could go back in time, what would you for OMAC USA do differently in US? Or what advice would you give other European companies that are looking to do business in the US?
Here, what I can say is, with my budget, with my story, with what I did, if I go back again, 7, 8 years, I cannot really change nothing so much tragically. So it would be very similar. But business-wise, I can say that we would do better R&D before we started. So what we did, we started the business and still our price lists, product lists, were not 100% ready for US market. I did some of the R&D here. We lost a little bit of time here. And we scanned the cars, we did the dimensions and all the studies for US market in the first year I started here. If they can do it before they come here, if they can do their R&D studies before they launch their business, it would be more life quality for them because I was not scanning the cars and sleeping. So I was working day and weekends and night. I was calling the dealers, getting the cars and scanning them. So I was not wasting time running it efficiently, but I was sleeping less. I was having less personal time. But my suggestion would be careful with R&D, with your products, with the certification, if it needs DOT certification or if it needs anything, if it needs any R&D studies before you arrive, I suggest it to be done before you start your operations here.
So let's get excited a little bit about the future. And for those of us watching on YouTube or the video in general, you can already read seek discomfort, right? As motto that OMAC goes by. So what's your outlook, or let's even call it vision, for the US market in the future as you continue to seek discomfort?
So again, we don't envy or copy, but I like personally the business type of IKEA and Aldi. So their success is a good example for Europeans. What we want to reach in US, we want to be a one-stop shop for all drivers for their car shopping, car accessories, products shopping. Plus, by the time I got a lot of interest about franchise, a lot of interest about having OMAC stores, installations, locations, and some, let's say, for example, Saudi Arabian companies asking like, you are becoming a strong US brand. We want to have this brand with all the software, all the know-how, all the brand, all the web shop, all the supply chain and everything in our countries. So it looks like my vision was making it with my team, with my partners. We want to make it a world brand, a global brand. And how we do it, sometimes the time is the good answer. But our plan for now is build a strong image in the US, keep investing in the US market. Because US market is the place the spotlights are showing to the world. So if we become a strong brand in the US, as we did in Germany and Europe, I think we will be easier to reach a world brand, a global brand target we are planning to reach. And on that, I believe next steps will be invest in AI, invest in technology, invest in software, invest in right products, invest in right operational cost and everything. So what we are trying to do now is we are trying to build OMAC as a product. OMAC is a product selling product. We want to make it a business product. So anybody looks at OMAC should see something that it's a It's a product. You can get it and you can print money. You can make business. You can help companies. You can help people. You can supply companies and all. We are trying to scale it correctly, grow it in the US market, make it internationally a huge brand like IKEA, like Aldi, as I said several times. And also in the US side, we want to be known everywhere. And I think it would be a good idea to have small locations and shops in the future in the US with essential OMAC products. These are our main projects. But when I started this journey and when I talked to my partners, we talked about that. Before we die, before we leave this world, we need to leave at least one global brand. So however it costs, whatever it costs, and how much it takes, we will see. But we are working on it to make it a global brand under OMAC name for sure.
And I would agree with the strategy that you don't always have to reinvent the wheel, right? If you want to stick with automotive, and whether it's an Aldi or an IKEA, just look at brands or individuals that are already doing in their specific industries what you're striving for. Then look at their strategy and how they're approaching it. And although it may not be 100% applicable to your industry, at least you can look at what may rhyme for the challenges or opportunities in your industries.
Very correct.
So let's go to the fourth and last question of the core four. And I think you've already mentioned quite a few success factors that you see. If you're just now focusing on other European companies that you're seeing and that maybe in the Turkish community you're also seeing trying their luck at the US market, what do you think sets the ones that are making it, like OMAC and like others here in the US, what do you think sets those apart from the quote unquote not so successful ones, or the ones that never reached their financial potential, right? Because that can be a lot more in the US than in Turkey or in Germany or in Europe elsewhere.
I would say, again, a lot of things, but first is, of course, the right network. You need to start with the right people, right corporate people, right attorneys, right bankers, and all. This is 100% you need to solve it. If you do wrong steps, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of problems, you need to go back home. So this is the first thing you cannot fail. Other thing is, again, I'm repeating, a good leader will be running your business, because you cannot run this US business from Turkey or Germany or Poland or Portugal. You cannot really handle all the information you need to, and the time zone differences and all these things will not let you run this business yourself. So you need to have a person or people, group of people run it here. Of course, other than that, logistics is a key thing. Market conditions is a key thing. Look at the tariffs and your product is a key thing. But if we go back from the beginning again, if your network is wrong and if your leader is wrong, I don't give a chance. So this is the main thing I see in success and failure is network and the first leader. Either they make it together or they just unfortunately fail in the US market. I can say the main things.
That concludes the core four and brings us to the next segment of the show, which we lovingly call the rapid fire. So that essentially, I'm going to ask you 6 questions.
Yeah.
And you can only pick one answer.
Okay.
Try to also hone in a little bit on the cultural and geographical differences. So you ready?
Ready. Yeah, let's go, Manny.
And now, rapid fire. This or that.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Döner kebab or currywurst?
I can take döner kebab.
City life or countryside?
City life.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
And last but not least, Turkish soccer or German soccer?
If I should be honest, German soccer, but I support Fenerbahçe, so I'll say Fenerbahçe and Turkish soccer. But I'm lying. I like German more.
Great. Well, let's get to the final segment of the show.
Yeah.
What maybe partnerships or collaborations have been key to OMAC's success in the US? You already mentioned Greater Houston Partnership. You mentioned your advisors. You mentioned, obviously, the mentors you had. But if you could pinpoint it for others as somewhat of a roadmap, what should other companies be looking for entering the US market or trying to grow their existing business in the US?
So many here, I will be also remembering my memories when I'm thinking about this. So we are a company started with one man. I'm the first employee. And we are not a company started with millions of dollars, with very tight budget. A small size of Turkish factory wanted to expand. So my answers will be interesting. The first people, they helped me a lot, is my neighbors. They were running a small company, Chuck and Michelle, American family, great people. They were running a company for 25 years. They were like my first mentors here. So I was going them, asking them any questions with employee handbooks, with the regulations, with the low point and all, till I built my network, till I built the PEO companies. I was asking them anything I need, like taxations and all. They were helping me. They really helped me a lot to solve many problems. They are not very corporate people. They were like good friends for me. I was taking some cookies, going, waiting in front of their door, and they were telling me, hey, young kid, come on in. They were local people. So I was asking them the questions. They were giving me all the answers and helping me a lot because they see that I'm sleeping in the company. I'm alone. I'm the first person of the company, kind of desperate young guy. So they were helping me a lot. But with corporate side, I can say also FedEx, Armando and Wojciech. Wojciech is, by the way, a Polish American guy. They work in FedEx. They came. I called them. I told them I need great pricing. I'm a huge e-commerce brand and all. They told me, okay, now you have an account, give a start. I started. I was shipping first weeks, 5 packages, 10 packages, not thousands like today. So they told me, it doesn't look like you're a huge e-commerce brand. I said, can you come see me? So they came. They saw that it's a 20,000 square feet warehouse at the beginning with one guy inside, trying to put the products on the rack, trying to ship the items, trying to take the calls and all. They listened my story like we talked today. By the way, I was in a lunch with them last weekend and we remember all these things now. So I told them about my story, what I'm trying to build. They told me, normally we cannot give you these prices, but we will talk to our management. We will try to give you the best prices possible. So they gave me really aggressive pricing and I gave them some promises. I said, I will reach these numbers. Give me some time. Give me 3 months to reach these numbers. But first I need to get these prices to ship my packages in an economical way. So Armando and Wojciech, from the beginning, they became my friends. They took me to city center. They took me to some kind of bars and they said, let's talk. We want to give you some information. We want to help you a little bit. When I'm looking for a house, they said, this area is a safe area and everything. So they really helped me in a personal side and also corporate side from FedEx. So I call them FedEx. They work for FedEx, but they are great people. And they helped me when I was dealing with all these beginning stress as a one-person business trying to build it to $1 million. Their discounts, their support, their help was a great help. I can say that it's a big thing. And the other thing is my network, my supply chain network, the factories we work, they were all helping me. And even after all these, when we started the France business, for example, my banking network helped me to start a bank in France. My factory network helped me to start the business with no down payments. The trust, the credit score we built with people pays off by the time. So I can say that when I started the US business, also my personal international network helped me a lot when I was so tight with the budget.
Speaking of an international network and international locations, what's your favorite city to visit for business and why?
I can say Las Vegas because every November, first week of November, we visit it because we exhibit in the biggest exhibition, Las Vegas SEMA Show. We get all the OEM network. We get all the big wholesale network and everything in this city. Before it was Frankfurt, because I was going to Automechanica Frankfurt and meeting all these big companies and doing the deals and all. But now I'm spending more time in the US side and I can say that Las Vegas in the US is my favorite city for business-wise.
So if we're staying on the US side then, if you had to describe American business culture in only 3 words, what would they be for you?
I can say that time is money. Is their culture, is the culture. Why? For example, in France, when we are having coffee, talking about life and everything, here with the companies, we focus on mostly money. If we want to go and socialize, we go out. But okay, we have different relationships with you, with Ariane and all these network. Okay, we talk, we are friends, we are Europeans. But with Americans, I learned that time is money. They don't waste your time. You don't waste their time. They care too much about time because they call it money. Other than that, their directness. In Europe, we go from different ways. We follow the regulations and all these things. Here, I think they are very direct compared to Europe. If I compare US to Germany, France, and even Turkey or Poland, here, the boss to employees or executive to the team or between the businesses, they prefer to be direct, not too much stories, give the message, wait for the answer. This is what I see also in the culture of US businesses. And other than that, I can say that it is how to describe it better, but again, it's very connected to like directness. I can say that. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to use another word, but yeah, it's very direct. It's very direct in this business culture. I like it at the end. And another thing is, okay, the speed. In this business culture, there is not much bureaucracy. It is right now. You ask for price right now. You want to do a deal right now. I like it better than Europe, by the way. It's a different culture. They like to go with the speed instead of too much bureaucracy. The decisions are fast, and I like it. This number 3, the one I told you now, is my favorite, by the way, in the US business culture.
Let's get a deal done, and then we'll let the lawyers figure out the rest,
Yeah,
right? And paper
exactly
it
like
up.
it.
Yeah. So you already mentioned that you have a mentor, you had quite a few business mentors, but if you had the opportunity to have dinner with one American business leader, past or present, who would it be and why?
Okay, I like IKEA and Aldi, but the owners, the builders they passed away. So I would say that there's a Turkish immigrant built Chobani, the yogurt company. And he made it from zero to, I think, almost $14 billion now. And he is also socially taking part in US life. He's trying to help refugees with his organizations and all. I would say Hamdi Ulukaya from Chobani, he would be a great mentor for European entrepreneurs and Turkish entrepreneurs.
And what's one thing you already mentioned, the directness, but when you think about, I really love this about doing business in the US, that is different from Europe. Yes, speed, directness, anything else that comes to mind, or that really you can pinpoint at?
Again, I would possibly say that the win-win mentality is very set here. In the business, you can deal quick if you offer a win-win opportunity, and you mostly get win-win opportunities from the other side. Their business culture is very set. They know what they offer and they get what you offer. And other than that, I repeat again, but no bureaucracy. Not much bureaucracy here makes things easy. Makes things easy, and I like it because I believe life is short. Speed is the key. I like to be fast. I want to fill my life as much as I can in business and in social way. So I like US that way because it's a fast country. You can move fast with no bureaucracy, not much bureaucracy.
So if there's others watching us or listening to us that are in the same position, that want to seek discomfort, and I truly have to give you all the credit, because I always say that there's an American dream and there's a modern version of the American dream, and I think you and your family with the company, you're really living it. So really congratulations on that. If there's others who will want to connect with you, share in your story, share in your success, pick your brain maybe a little bit, how can they reach out to you? What's the best way to connect with you?
So they can connect me anyway. They can use LinkedIn, even if they find me anywhere in social media. I'm very open. So even you can share my email address. It's my name and last name at gmail.com. What I do, sometimes on Fridays, I make my day a little bit flexible. And anybody wants to meet me for any question, because I got a lot of help from my mentors. And I told you, I'm not a tolerated person. I'm not coming from a rich family or nothing. So I got help and I want to give it back. So any Europeans, they come to US from Poland, from Turkey, Germany. Sometimes they text me on LinkedIn and I told them, if you have time, please visit me on Friday. I talk to them, or sometimes they call me to get an advice, or they email me. I help them. So I'm very open person. If anybody needs me, or if we can cooperate for any opportunity, I'm here. Also, you heard about our new business that we are building is 3PL and fulfillment. We are talking to European companies a lot to make their start soft, easy, and successful with our network, with our warehouse and logistics advantages. Also, for that reason, I get a lot of phone calls. Sometimes even they don't get our services, but they get a lot of information from us. And we give our network with pleasure to them. We tell them we suggest this attorney, we suggest that banker, we suggest that CPA. So they can reach me easily through you if they are your network, or they can connect me directly on LinkedIn or my email, or however they wish. You can share any of my information you like.
And I always say, you've kind of seen it all, so to speak, although you're very young. I mean, the experiences you've made, others never make in an entire executive career. And you've adapted, you've grown personally as well as in the business mindset. So other than the seek discomfort and putting yourself into maybe uncomfortable situations every now and then, is there a personal quote or motto that guides you in business and in life?
So my name is Onur. My name means honor. So when I was born, my mom, as I told you, is a single mom. She wanted to give me a name as Destiny because she thinks I have a bad destiny. But my aunt called and said that, okay, he started the life in bad conditions, but don't give him a bad luck name. Don't call him Destiny or something like that in Turkish. Call him Honor. So he should be an honorable person and change all his destiny. So my motto from the childhood is always be honorable. Be honorable is the first thing in any decision, in any position I take in life. But other than that, I can say that act fast, solve now and don't postpone. This is another motto of me. In the company, my team is having a hard time because when we see any problems, I want to solve it right now. I don't like the meetings about the problems or developments after 3 weeks. Okay, we will take the next step after 6 months. No. If there is anything to be developed, if there is anything to be fixed, I want it now. We should do it now. I'm okay to work day and night, but we solve it now. So this is another motto in my life. And this seek discomfort is another thing. Whenever I feel so comfortable, I change the game. I feel like, am I lazy? Should we do something new? Should we develop something? And I always look for new opportunities. And I can say that these three is managing my business and personal life in general.
Is there something that currently excites you or interests you in life? Anything that you personally enjoy right now? I know you're 24/7 running the company and your family. So anything else that excites you or maybe as an interest?
I can say that my 15 months old daughter, and I think this podcast will be a good memory for her as well. So she's a Turkish American. She was born in Houston, Texas. Her name is Pera Olivia. Pera is the name of a palace in Istanbul, in the European side. So I gave her two names with my wife, Pera Olivia Pekpazar. She's a Turkish American. She'll be a German too. She will get a German citizenship too soon. So I want her to be a very happy, very successful with herself. I'm not asking about the millions of dollars she makes, but I want her to be successful means happy in the future. Maybe when she understands this video, she is 15 months now, but maybe after 5, 6, 7 years, she can watch this podcast and maybe she could kiss me. I would be so happy to see it. So I can say that other than that, all this hassling, all these businesses, all these, adrenaline that we like, I'm resting with my daughter a little bit and her love is great for my energy. I get really great energy from her. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I try most of the things on the way. I go to a place, I see a museum, I play tennis, I try the things and all, but I can say that other than business, my daughter is now my reason to be very excited, very focused, and even stronger than before. So after her, I even wake up stronger than before.
Well, I truly think there's no better way to end this episode, but there's always a catch-all in the end, as you know. Is there anything that you'd still want to share? Anything else that we may have missed or any additional advice that you want to leave the audience with?
Personally, what I can say that everybody has a different path, different story. We cannot judge and give advices to everybody. But if anybody wants to invest or expand in the US, I would totally suggest don't postpone. It is like you like a girl, but you think you're a little bit chubby. You think you're a little bit, not making enough money. Every day you will have a reason to not to start it. But I suggest you to find the reason to start it now. My motto is do it now. Be fast. Be speedy. Tariffs are changing. Regulations are changing. The world is changing. If you wait for the right time, I tell there is no heaven in this world. So start today, I would say to Europeans, and come to the Champions League.
Again, awesome. Thank you very much for all your insights, for your wisdom. I really enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
As you know, I wish you, your beautiful family, nothing but the best. Certainly, I'm sure that OMAC will have a great future in the US and globally. Judging by this conversation, I think we need to sit down again in a couple of years, see where you guys are and where the American journey and your personal modern day American dream has taken you and your family. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Until next time.
Thank you so much, Manny. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Onur. Bye-bye. Wait. Before you sign off, if you made it all the way to the end of the episode, which obviously you did, and even more, if you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and family. Also, please interact with me by liking my episodes, or better yet, leave a comment and review. I would love to hear from you. And yes, I personally read all the feedback and comments. Well, this time for real. Thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time.